Impact Report on anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities across defense shipping and energy sectors by Q4 2026. Date: February 10, 2025. Executive Summary. Due to escalating tensions in the South China Sea, experts predict a significant 50% increase in maritime security capabilities across the defense shipping and energy sectors by the fourth quarter of 2026. This forecast is driven by territorial disputes, military enhancements, and evolving geopolitical dynamics, underscoring the need for nations to enhance their maritime security infrastructure to protect economic interests and maintain regional stability. 1. Contextual background. The South China Sea is a pivotal maritime region vital for global trade and energy resources. The area is characterized by a complex web of territorial claims primarily involving China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian nations. The ongoing disputes have escalated tensions, prompting nations to reassess and bolster their maritime security postures. 2. Key drivers for maritime security enhancement. Territorial disputes. The South China Sea is embroiled in multiple territorial disputes primarily driven by China's assertive claims and military activities, including the construction of artificial islands and military bases. The Permanent Court of Arbitration's 2016 ruling in favor of the Philippines has failed to resolve tensions as China continues to disregard the ruling. Economic interests. The South China Sea is crucial for shipping routes with over $5 trillion in trade passing through annually. Disruptions due to piracy, military confrontations, or geopolitical conflicts pose significant risks to global supply chains. Geopolitical competition. The region has become a focal point of strategic competition, particularly between the United States and China. The U.S. has increased its naval presence through freedom of navigation operations, while regional powers have begun to forge stronger defense collaborations. 3. Timeline of escalating tensions. 2010s, rising tensions as China expands its claims in the South China Sea, leading to heightened military and diplomatic confrontations. 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration rules in favor of the Philippines, a decision that China rejects. 2020, the United States ramps up its naval operations in the region, challenging Chinese territorial claims and asserting freedom of navigation. 2021, regional countries enhance joint military exercises and defense cooperation in response to increasing threats. 2022 to 2023, significant military buildups among allies focusing on maritime surveillance and rapid response capabilities. Q4 2026, experts predict a 50% enhancement in maritime security capabilities across defense shipping and energy sectors, driven by the culmination of ongoing geopolitical tensions. 4. Sector-specific implications. Defense sector. Countries are expected to invest heavily in modernizing their naval fleets, enhancing surveillance capabilities, and developing rapid response strategies. This includes increased investment in technologies such as unmanned systems and advanced radar systems to monitor activities in contested waters. Shipping sector. Shipping companies are likely to adopt more stringent security measures to protect their vessels from piracy and potential military confrontations. This may involve increased insurance costs, the deployment of armed security teams, and the use of advanced navigation and tracking technologies. Energy sector. Energy companies operating in the South China Sea will face greater risks to their operations. The anticipated increase in maritime security capabilities will be crucial for safeguarding offshore oil and gas exploration and production activities. 5. Analysis of sources. Two key sources provide insights into the evolving maritime security landscape. The Center for Strategic and International Studies (SISE) emphasizes the economic implications of maritime insecurity and the need for nations to enhance their supply chain resilience. SISE provides quantitative forecasts regarding the scale of security enhancements required. The Council on Foreign Relations (CFR) offers a more qualitative analysis delving into the historical context of territorial disputes and the complexities of international maritime law. CFR highlights the political and diplomatic tensions that underpin the ongoing conflicts in the region. 6. Conclusion. The anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities across defense shipping and energy sectors by Q4 2026 reflects the urgency for nations to secure their interests in the South China Sea amid heightened international competition. The interplay between geopolitical dynamics, economic imperatives, and the need for enhanced security underscores the critical importance of this region in the global landscape. As nations navigate these complexities, a collaborative approach that promotes dialogue, adherence to international law, and multilateral cooperation will be essential in ensuring stability and security in the South China Sea. The coming years will be pivotal in shaping the future maritime security environment, with significant implications for regional and global trade, energy security, and international relations. The anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities by Q4 2026 can be seen as counterintuitive in a few ways. 1. Increased competition leading to higher cooperation. While heightened international competition in the South China Sea typically suggests that nations will act unilaterally to protect their interests, it is also spurring unprecedented levels of cooperation among regional and global powers. This collaboration could lead to enhanced maritime security capabilities that might not have been achieved through isolated actions. Countries are sharing intelligence, conducting joint military exercises, and forming strategic alliances, which may paradoxically lead to an overall strengthening of security in the region despite the competitive environment. 2. Investment in security versus economic growth. On the surface, increased spending on maritime security capabilities might be perceived as a diversion of resources away from economic development. However, the counterintuitive aspect is that bolstering maritime security could ultimately support economic growth by ensuring safer shipping routes and energy supplies. As nations invest in security, they may create a more stable environment that fosters trade and investment, potentially leading to greater economic benefits than if they had focused solely on economic growth without considering security risks. 3. Military presence as a deterrent versus provocation. The increase in military presence by nations in the South China Sea can be viewed as a deterrent against aggression, yet it can also escalate tensions and provoke confrontations. The counterintuitive element lies in the idea that enhancing military capabilities could lead to a more stable environment if all parties respect the balance of power. On the other hand, if nations miscalculate their military posturing, it could lead to unintended conflicts, thereby complicating the security landscape instead of simplifying it. 4. Technological advancement and cybersecurity. While the focus is often on traditional maritime security measures, the anticipated increase in capabilities may also include significant advancements in cybersecurity and the use of unmanned systems. This shift could be counterintuitive, as it suggests that a diverse range of threats, including cyber threats, are becoming integral to maritime security discussions. The increased emphasis on technology may lead to greater capabilities without the need for traditional military enhancements, which could reshape the nature of security in the maritime domain. 5. Environmental considerations. As nations ramp up their maritime security capabilities, one might assume that this would lead to a greater environmental impact due to increased naval operations. However, the counterintuitive reality could be that enhanced maritime security could also lead to better environmental protection. As nations work to secure their interests in the South China Sea, there may be a concurrent emphasis on protecting marine ecosystems, leading to policies that safeguard environmental health alongside security interests. 6. Public perception and policy responses. The increase in maritime security capabilities may also reflect a shift in public perception regarding national security. While one might expect that growing tensions would result in more aggressive military postures, the counterintuitive response could be an increased demand for diplomatic solutions and multilateral engagements. This could lead to a situation where nations focus on building security through collaboration rather than confrontation, which may not align with traditional expectations of military escalation in times of geopolitical stress. 7. Economic interdependence versus national security. In an era of economic globalization, increased maritime security capabilities might seem counterproductive to free trade principles. However, nations may realize that protecting maritime routes is essential for maintaining the very economic interdependence that globalization promotes. Thus, rather than undermining economic ties, enhanced security could be seen as a necessary investment to ensure that trade can continue uninterrupted, which is essential for all nations involved. In conclusion, the anticipated increase in maritime security capabilities in the South China Sea by 2026 illustrates several counterintuitive dynamics, including increased cooperation amidst competition, the dual role of military enhancements as both deterrents and provocations, and the integration of technological advancements and environmental considerations into the security discourse. These complexities highlight that the interplay between security, economic interests, and geopolitical competition may lead to outcomes that defy straightforward expectations. The report discusses a significant anticipated increase in maritime security capabilities across the defense, shipping, and energy sectors in response to heightened geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea. While the overall findings are critical, some key content areas may be overlooked by many readers, which can have significant implications for understanding the broader context and future developments. 1. The role of regional players beyond China. One important aspect that may not receive adequate attention is the role of regional players such as Vietnam, the Philippines, and Malaysia in the evolving landscape of maritime security. Although the report emphasizes China's assertiveness, the responses and strategies of these nations are equally crucial. These countries are not merely passive actors, they are actively enhancing their maritime capabilities and forming alliances to counterbalance China's influence. Significance. Understanding the motivations and actions of these regional players highlights that the maritime security landscape is not solely dictated by China. Their responses can lead to shifts in alliances and power dynamics in the region, influencing international relationships and security strategies. For instance, Vietnam's increased naval capabilities and defense partnerships with the U.S. signify a proactive approach to safeguarding its territorial claims, which could alter the strategic calculations of other nations. 2. Economic implications of maritime security enhancements. Another often overlooked point is the economic implications of the anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities. While the report mentions the protection of global trade and energy supplies, the broader economic repercussions of maritime security initiatives deserve more focus. Significance. Strengthening maritime security can lead to increased insurance costs for shipping companies, adjustments in trade routes, and potential supply chain disruptions. Moreover, nations investing in maritime capabilities may reallocate resources from other essential areas such as social programs or infrastructure development. The economic burden on developing nations in the region could exacerbate vulnerabilities, leading to broader economic challenges. 3. Technological advances in maritime security. The report hints at military enhancements but does not delve deeply into the technological advancements fueling these changes. Innovations in surveillance, unmanned systems, and cybersecurity are likely to play a pivotal role in shaping maritime security capabilities. Significance. The integration of advanced technologies can significantly alter operational paradigms in maritime security. Countries that successfully leverage technology can gain strategic advantages, making it essential for others to keep pace. Furthermore, the cyber dimension of maritime security is increasingly relevant. Vulnerabilities in cyber infrastructure could lead to significant disruptions in maritime operations, making this a critical area for focus in future security assessments. 4. International legal framework and its limitations. While the report refers to international maritime law and territorial disputes, it does not thoroughly explore the effectiveness of the current legal frameworks governing these issues. The limitations of international law in enforcing rulings such as the Permanent Court of Arbitration's decision in favor of the Philippines are crucial for understanding the challenges in the region. Significance: the inability of international law to compel compliance creates a security vacuum that can lead to escalated tensions and confrontations. This lack of enforcement mechanisms may prompt nations to take unilateral actions, undermining diplomatic efforts and potentially leading to conflict. A more detailed examination of these legal challenges could provide insights into the risks and dynamics at play in the South China Sea. 5. Environmental considerations. The report does not adequately address the environmental implications of increased military and shipping activities in the South China Sea. The region's ecological health is at risk due to intensified maritime operations and potential conflicts. Significance: overlooking environmental factors could have significant long-term consequences for regional stability and security. Environmental degradation can lead to resource scarcity affecting local communities and economies. Moreover, ecological damage can exacerbate tensions among nations that depend on the South China Sea's resources, further complicating the geopolitical landscape. Addressing environmental concerns in maritime security discussions is essential for a holistic approach to the region's challenges. 6. Potential for multilateral cooperation. While the report highlights heightened competition, it does not sufficiently explore the potential for multilateral cooperation as a counterbalance to tensions. Initiatives such as joint maritime exercises or collaborative security arrangements could be crucial in stabilizing the region. Significance: multilateral cooperation can serve as a diplomatic tool to manage disputes and foster trust among nations. By focusing on shared interests such as combating piracy and ensuring safe navigation, countries can build frameworks that mitigate the risks of conflict. This aspect is vital for long-term stability and may be overlooked in favor of more immediate security concerns. 7. Public perception and nationalism. The report largely avoids discussing the role of public perception and nationalism in shaping maritime policies and security strategies. Nationalistic sentiments can drive governments to adopt more aggressive postures in maritime disputes, impacting the overall security environment. Significance: understanding the interplay between public opinion and national policies is essential for predicting future actions by states in the region. Leaders may feel pressured to act decisively in defense of national interests even if such actions escalate tensions. This dynamic contributes to the complexity of maritime security and requires careful consideration in strategic planning. 8. Impact of global supply chain dynamics. The report emphasizes supply chain security but may not fully account for how global supply chain dynamics, particularly post-COVID-19, are influencing maritime security strategies. Changes in trade patterns, sourcing strategies, and logistics could reshape the priorities of nations regarding maritime security. Significance: as nations reassess their supply chains, there may be a shift towards regional self-sufficiency, impacting maritime routes and security priorities. Understanding these dynamics is critical for anticipating how countries will adapt their maritime security strategies in response to changing economic realities. Conclusion: the anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities by Q4 2026 is a pivotal development in the context of heightened international competition in the South China Sea. However, to fully appreciate the implications of this forecast, it is essential to consider the overlooked elements discussed above. By addressing the roles of regional players, economic impacts, technological advancements, legal frameworks, environmental concerns, potential for cooperation, public perception, and supply chain dynamics, stakeholders can gain a more nuanced understanding of the maritime security landscape and its future trajectory. 1. Heightened competition and territorial disputes. The South China Sea is characterized by a complex web of territorial claims, primarily involving China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and other Southeast Asian nations. The ongoing disputes are not just about territorial integrity but also about vital shipping lanes and energy resources. This competition has escalated significantly in recent years, leading to increased military presence and strategic maneuvers by various nations. Analyzing the historical context and current dynamics of these disputes is crucial to understanding the anticipated increase in maritime security capabilities. 2. Strategic importance of maritime security. The South China Sea serves as a critical conduit for global trade and energy supplies, making its security paramount for regional and international stakeholders. The anticipated 50% increase in maritime security capabilities is driven by the urgent need to safeguard economic interests and maintain stability in these contested waters. This point invites a deeper exploration of the implications of maritime security on global supply chains, the role of naval power in securing trade routes, and the potential impact on international relations among key players. 3. Impact of military enhancements. Both SIES and CFR highlight the significant military enhancements being undertaken in the region, particularly by China and the United States as well as regional allies. The expansion of military infrastructure, increased naval exercises, and the development of advanced surveillance and deterrence capabilities reflect a shift towards a more militarized approach to maritime security. Analyzing these military developments provides insights into the strategic calculations of nations involved and the potential for escalation or conflict in the region. For future projections and global implications, the forecast of a 50% increase in maritime security capabilities by Q4 2026 represents a critical juncture in addressing the challenges posed by heightened international competition. This projection encompasses not only technological advancements and military readiness but also the diplomatic strategies nations may employ to navigate these tensions. A comprehensive discussion on future projections must consider how these developments could reshape alliances, influence global economic patterns, and affect geopolitical stability, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. 1. The Cuban Missile Crisis 1962. This historical event exemplifies heightened international competition and the urgent need for enhanced security measures. The crisis arose from the Soviet Union's deployment of nuclear missiles in Cuba just 90 miles from the U.S. mainland, prompting a significant military response from the United States. The confrontation led to a naval blockade of Cuba and increased military readiness on both sides, reflecting the intense geopolitical tensions of the Cold War. The resolution of the crisis highlighted the importance of communication and negotiation when addressing security threats similar to the current situation in the South China Sea. 2. The Falklands War in 1982. The conflict between Argentina and the United Kingdom over the disputed Falkland Islands is another example of territorial disputes leading to military action. Argentina's invasion of the islands prompted a swift British military response, resulting in a brief but intense war. The Falklands War underscored the significance of maritime security in protecting national interests and territorial claims akin to the ongoing territorial disputes in the South China Sea. The subsequent military enhancements and strategic posturing by both nations serve as a historical parallel to the anticipated increase in maritime security capabilities in response to regional tensions. 3. The Gulf of Tonkin Incident 1964. This event played a crucial role in escalating U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War. The alleged attacks on U.S. naval vessels in the Gulf of Tonkin by North Vietnamese forces prompted Congress to pass the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, which authorized military action in Southeast Asia. The incident demonstrates how maritime security incidents can lead to significant military engagement and shifts in international relations, similar to the South China Sea situation. The Gulf of Tonkin incident reflects the potential for maritime disputes to escalate into broader conflicts, prompting nations to enhance their naval capabilities and security measures in contested waters. Future outlook: predicted 50% increase in maritime security capabilities by Q4 2026. As the geopolitical landscape continues to evolve, particularly in contested regions like the South China Sea, a significant transformation in maritime security capabilities across defense shipping and energy sectors is anticipated. Experts predict a 50% enhancement in these capabilities by the fourth quarter of 2026. This projection is rooted in the intensifying international competition and the pressing need to secure vital economic interests. Key drivers of change. 1. Escalating territorial disputes. The South China Sea is a focal point for territorial claims among several nations, including China, Vietnam, and the Philippines. The ongoing disputes are likely to spur nations to invest heavily in maritime security to assert their claims and protect their interests. 2. Military enhancements. Nations are increasingly aware of the need for robust military capabilities to address potential threats. This includes expanding naval fleets, investing in advanced surveillance technologies, and enhancing rapid response forces. The trend indicates a shift towards more sophisticated military assets that can operate effectively in contested waters. 3. Economic imperatives. The South China Sea is a critical artery for global trade, with a substantial portion of the world's shipping traffic passing through it. Additionally, the region is rich in energy resources, making it essential for national economies. The economic stakes involved will drive nations to enhance their maritime security to safeguard trade routes and energy supplies. For international cooperation, the complexities of the geopolitical situation are fostering greater collaboration among allied nations. Joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and coordinated patrols are likely to increase in frequency, contributing to the overall enhancement of maritime security capabilities. Implications for key sectors. 1. Defense sector. The defense industry is set to experience a boom as governments prioritize maritime security. Expect increased budgets for naval modernization, procurement of cutting-edge technology, and development of new strategies focused on countering potential threats in the South China Sea. 2. Shipping sector. Shipping companies will be compelled to adopt more stringent security measures to protect their vessels and cargoes from piracy and geopolitical threats. This may involve investing in advanced navigation systems, hiring security personnel, and developing contingency plans for potential disruptions. 3. Energy sector. With energy resources at stake, countries will fortify their maritime capabilities to secure access to oil and gas reserves. Enhanced security will not only protect existing infrastructure but also facilitate exploration and extraction activities in disputed areas. Expected developments leading to 2026. Increased naval presence. By 2026, naval fleets across the region are expected to grow in size and capability. This includes not only traditional naval vessels but also submarines and unmanned systems that can enhance surveillance and deterrence. Technological advancements. The integration of artificial intelligence, drone technology, and cyber capabilities will redefine maritime operations. These advancements will enable real-time data analysis, improve situational awareness, and facilitate quicker decision-making in response to threats. Legal and diplomatic maneuvering. As nations bolster their maritime capabilities, they will also engage in legal and diplomatic efforts to assert their claims. The interplay between military strength and diplomatic negotiations will shape the future of territorial disputes in the region. Public-private partnerships. Collaboration between governments and private sector entities will become increasingly important. Shipping and energy companies may partner with defense contractors to develop security solutions tailored to the maritime environment. Conclusion. The forecasted 50% increase in maritime security capabilities by Q4 2026 underscores the urgency for nations to adapt to a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. The South China Sea will remain a critical battleground for influence and economic interests, driving investment in defense shipping and energy sectors. As tensions persist, a multifaceted approach encompassing military, economic, and diplomatic strategies will be essential for nations aiming to secure their interests in this vital region. The coming years will likely reshape the maritime security paradigm, leading to a more fortified presence in the South China Sea and beyond.